Oh, B?
I got mine Deegan's signature.
Yeah, bro.
No way, dude. How sick is that, dog?
Let's go, dude! Yeah! 4X, baby!
I cannot even post this video without acknowledging the fact that poor planning on behalf of Feld and AMA put a huge damper on what should have otherwise been an absolutely spectacular event. Afternoon storms were always a possibility yesterday. With around 2 minutes to go in the 450 Moto 1, high winds began to take over. Apparently the winds were high enough that they knocked out the Peacock broadcast. Again, poor planning. Those winds were the first sign of a storm cell coming in. To be clear, it was not yet raining. It did not rain during the 450 moto. Roughly 15 minutes after that moto, everyone began taking shelter as it was beginning to storm. It did storm until roughly 6 p.m. By 6:05, dozens of thousands of fans had returned to their seats. At 6:13 yesterday, my friend called me. He said he was watching the Peacock live stream and they just announced that the race was canceled. I told him that was impossible because I'm standing in the stadium right now and it's nice outside. I think they're about to begin the races. The stadium waits another 5 minutes at least before informing the crowd that the race is indeed canceled. The justification we were given is that there wasn't sufficient lighting for the outdoor motocross section. Mind you that this is in zMAX Dragway, which has fully equipped lights. The simple fact of the matter is they hosted an event in North Carolina in September and absolutely did not plan for the possibility of weather, which is not smart. If lighting was the actual issue in spite of the stadium lights, then they should have had lights ready to go in case of a delay. They also should have had the track rented out the next day in case... I mean, this is what I think's crazy is what if that storm comes in from 2:30 to 6? Were they just going to cancel the entire race? They didn't even rent the track out the next day, so they had to start tearing it down at 6:15 p.m. as seen in Matt Burkeen's YouTube video. And the most important thing is that anyone who was there will tell you they could have just ran the race anyway. We had sufficient daylight and sufficient weather to run the race. They could have modified it to shorter motos. They could have cut futures. Doesn't really matter. There was 1,000 options other than only giving us 2 out of the 5 races that we paid to come watch. I'm sure people flew from all over the entire world to be there. And please don't just take my word for it that they could have ran the races. There was a Breaking Benjamin concert down the street that went off without a hitch, as well as the UNC versus Charlotte college football game and a minor league pro baseball game. Simple fact of the matter is AMA and Feld could have hosted the entire race yesterday, and they didn't plan accordingly, and they didn't apologize to fans, and they charged us way too much money for what they gave us. From my perspective, what I saw yesterday was the equivalent of a FIFA player rolling on the ground, grabbing their ankle, and then getting up and being totally fine 15 seconds later. It's embarrassing for the sport. You know, I'd say the Europeans would have raced in that, but I saw worse conditions at the Monster Mountain LLAQ this year, and I saw 4-year-olds on PW50s racing out there. So, again, this was an absolutely shameful showing by the AMA and Feld Entertainment. Please let me know what you think in the comments. As always, I appreciate y'all tuning into the video. I look forward to catching y'all on the next one. Till then, peace, y'all.